Max Verstappen is considered one of the most talented drivers of the current era. As such, it can come as a bit of a surprise that he has never won a title in the junior open-wheel categories of F1, such as F2 and F3. This is partly because he was fast-tracked into F1 at a very young age. Some have suggested that this lack of experience when it comes to being in a title fight could be a serious detriment to Max. Max has now responded while appearing in an interview for Autosport. I'm your host, Dillon Shelley, and first up on Formula World, is Max Verstappen ready for title fight despite lack of experience? Max began by explaining how he understands the basic essence of being in the fight for a world title in racing. You don't have to win every fight or every race, but that's the nature of it. Just because I haven't won a title doesn't mean I don't understand. He then explained how he only had one shot at winning the F3 title, and even though he did not succeed, the experience was good enough. I've only had one try to win the Formula 3 title. Yeah, it didn't work out. Once you've been in that position of having a car to win titles in, it makes things a lot easier. He summed up his words by looking at the pressure of being in the title picture and why it is good to have that pressure. Of course, there is this pressure to win a title because you fight with other drivers, but I think it's better to be in a situation like that than not, because I think that then I can be even better. Because it's much nicer and you can deal with it better. Fast feed. McLaren CEO Zak Brown has pointed out how if he were Mercedes, the combination of Max Verstappen and George Russell would be a pretty killer lineup for the next 5 years. Meanwhile, Mercedes team principal Toto Wolff reiterated that they don't want to leave it until January to confirm the two drivers. During summer, that is when it should happen. Also, to give the driver peace of mind or to be able to concentrate on the job, added Wolff. Alpine's new racing director Davide Brivio has revealed that he was always interested in trying to understand how F1 works, which led him to leaving MotoGP and joining F1. He added that it's been very interesting so far, so many things to discover and to get used to it. He hopes soon he'll be able to give his contribution and his help. Red Bull team principal Christian Horner feels that everyone just wants clarity with regards to track limits. He added that the worst thing for everyone is if you can use it in one instance but not in another. James Allison, who recently stepped down from his role as Mercedes technical director to become their new chief technical officer, firmly believes that people have a shelf life in senior roles in this sport. He added that he has chosen to step away from his role as technical director in order to pass on the baton at the right time for the organisation and himself. He also stated that it's a great pleasure to be succeeded by Mike Elliott, an exceptional engineer and a tremendously strong group of senior leaders in the team. Mike Elliott, meanwhile, feels that these are big shoes to fill, and he's delighted that they are able to call on Allison's expertise in his new role as CTO. Red Bull's reserve driver Alex Albon feels that a full-time return to F1 will depend on how it works with BOP in the DTM. Of course, his role in the reserve driver simulator duties in testing, that is a much bigger role in getting back to F1, added Albon. Red Bull advisor Helmut Marko has confirmed that when his driver Sergio Perez had free air, he was just as fast as teammate Max Verstappen during the Bahrain Grand Prix. Piero Ferrari, son of Enzo Ferrari and vice president of Ferrari, hopes to win at least one Grand Prix this season, and he doesn't think he's asking too much. He also pointed out that in 2021, it will be 70 years since they first won a Grand Prix. It was 1951 and Argentine Froilán González triumphed at Silverstone. He also reiterated that every one of them in Ferrari is always under the microscope, it's part of their DNA. McLaren's Lando Norris feels that they are not far behind Mercedes and Red Bull compared to last season. He thinks they've closed the gap a little bit and hopefully at some circuits they can close the gap even more. He added that it's hard to say if they are easily the best of the rest, and feels that the positions are going to change between them, Ferrari and AlphaTauri. Is Verstappen ready to fight for the title? Head over to my community page to vote in the poll and let me know what you think in the comments. And if you liked this video, feel free to subscribe and check out my others for all the latest in the world of Formula 1.